Vikings. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith combined for over 300 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. And Jalen Hurts became just the third QB in Eagles history to finish a game with a perfect passer rating and help Philly earn the 28-22 win. Post-game, Saquon Barkley broke it down for all the Philly haters.
The only thing that matters is winning football games. And however it looks, like, people, I don't get it. Like, people get caught up in how winning looks. Like, winning is supposed to be our team versus their team, and we have more points than them when the clock is at 0. And if it's Jalen dropping back 75% of the time, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. If it's us running the ball 75%, that's what it takes, is what it takes. Like, obviously, you would love some type of balance. We all would love, to he have 200, he have 200, I have 200, blah, 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 blah. It's not the reality. It's not, this isn't Sims. This isn't Madden. This is real life. So whatever it looks like, that's the only thing that matters. Whatever it looks like to win the football game, that's what we're going to keep doing.
Saquon Barkley making it clear right there that the only thing that matters is getting in that win column. Drew, I'll start with you. I know you called that Eagles offense vanilla a couple of weeks ago, but it's too much being made about the Eagles offensive struggles.
Look, it is about winning. And I'll be honest, I'm shocked that they're 5-2 based on how they've played. They are a middle of the pack offense and they're a middle of the pack defense right now. And I think shockingly, statistically, they are the 30th ranked rushing offense in the league.
Thank you.
Would you have ever thought that the Philadelphia Eagles, with the best back in football and one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in football, and one of the best O-lines in football, would be the 30th ranked rush defense? And they've got 2 of the most explosive receivers in the league. Here's what I see when I turn on the Philly tape. I see a team who has gone so far from what was their identity. Man, in the past, it was, we are run first, and we are either handing it off to this guy with a light box because somebody has to account for the quarterback, or Jalen Hurts is going to pull it and he's going to run, or he's going to throw an RPO because we have favorable numbers on the edge, and we're going to get in these playmakers' hands, and we're just going to sit there and dent the defense, and we're going to control the clock, and then the point totals will reflect that, and then the defense isn't going to be out there as long. But it's hard not to turn them on and say, man, they just don't look like what they've done in the past. And maybe they're just shifting their mindset. It looks like they're just trying to put Jalen in the gun, do a lot more drop back passing, and give him the opportunities just to read the defense and throw the football. And if that's what they want to do, that's fine. But I just don't think it's as good as they could be. And I think that's what we need to focus on here is, yeah, you're winning games, but are you as good as you could be when you have the top 10 highest paid guys on your team on offense?
Well,
and you are the 30th ranked rushing offense in the league, and you're just like squeaking out games. Like, to me, that's not the roster that you've built.
Let me say this to y'all. First of all, I love having Drew Brees on the show. I appreciate the expertise, and I love my man Jeff Saturday as well, because damn it, I ain't never play. I learned from listening to y'all. I'm brilliant because I know I'm not. I listen to those who are, and I steal knowledge from y'all. That's what I do all the time, okay? I'm a thief, all right? That's what I am. Having said all of that, from a reporter's perspective, from a pundit's perspective, I want Saquon Barkley to understand that when you hear something like that, that is not what people want to hear.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why, Drew, that matters. And let me tell you why, Jeff, that matters so much. You rushed for 2,005 yards last year.
Right.
What you're doing this year, the average running back can do. You ain't average. You're Saquon Barkley. And so I understand that winning is important. But you know what one of my favorite saying is, Drew, you don't know this, but you're about to learn. One of my favorite saying is, don't let it be you. Don't let it be you. Make sure that when we're looking at struggles, make sure that when we're looking at a lack of production, make sure that when we're looking at things that may derail, our objective in terms of winning a championship, we ain't looking at you and saying that's the reason why. Now, we know there's more that goes into it. You got to block for the man. We get that. Yeah. You got to throw the football effectively. You got to have a balanced attack. Last game against Minnesota, they ran the ball 23 times. They threw the ball 23 times. We get it. In games where Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown have scored a touchdown, the Eagles are undefeated 12-0. We get all of that, right? But when we look at the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, we know that doesn't happen last year if Saquon Barkley doesn't have the kind of season that he had, if he doesn't instill the kind of fear in the opposition that he instilled in them. Nobody's expecting a back-to-back 2,000-yard season, but we don't expect you to be rushing for 2,005 yards, and then halfway through the season, damn near, you're on pace to rush for 900.
Right.
We don't expect that kind of precipitous drop-off. And when you're not acknowledging that there's a drop-off, and that's alarming, and that's something that we got to fix, I don't like that. Because in the end, you're trying to gloss over the fact that it might not be you, but what your position requires and what your level of production has proven to be, it's not measuring up. And somehow, some way, that's going to have to be fixed, especially when you look at Detroit, Seattle, San Fran, L.A., etc. You know, you're going to have to do something. Hell, they're going to have to do better if they're going to hold up the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC East. That's just a fact.
Yeah, I would say this. This, to me, is a very similar conversation that I had for the entire season last year about the Kansas City Chiefs. Right? Everybody talked about they're not winning. They're struggling to win. They're finding these weird ways to win. Like they're blocking field goals or somebody's doinking one. Remember, and they'd still only lost one game until it didn't count at the end of the season. They end up making the Super Bowl, right? They don't win the Super Bowl, but they end up making it back. I find this a very similar situation. They have a new offensive coordinator in Kevin Patullo. They're trying to figure that thing out. Everybody said, hey, it's too boring. They're not doing enough. So what do? They go out, they throw for, 3 whatever, and AJ has 100 and Devontae has $150 or whatever his numbers are. It's just an insane day, right, against the Vikings when they're throwing the ball.
183 yards, yeah.
I don't love them not being able to run the ball. So to Drew's point, the NFL would tell you you have to be able to run the ball more proficiently to take it deep in the playoffs. But the Chiefs did it, right? So I think they have not found their identity on offense quite yet. But let me say this. The reason I think we're making too big a deal of this is because of this. They have beaten the Cowboys. They have beaten the Chiefs. They have beaten the Rams. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Vikings. All good teams, right? Now, they lose to the Giants, on a Thursday night, bad loss, and they lose to the Broncos in a tight one against Denver, who I think is a very good football team. But if you're looking at this, when you're trying to find your identity, at least the winning is what the main goal is, right? Your main goal, you're accomplishing your main goal. Now let's fix and add in the areas we need to fix and improve to continue winning. And when we get to December and we get to January, we find ways to win. But I don't think it's, you throw out the baby with the bathwater type thing. The main point of our game is to win. And if Andy Reid and Kansas City can do it this way and still find their way back to the Super Bowl, I don't doubt that Nick Sirianni and the Eagles can do the same. I just think it's going to take them time to find their full identity on offense and get this thing humming the way it was last year.
Drew, real quick, last word on that.
The other thing to add is that the run, if you want, I understand if you started the season saying, hey, we need to get more out of the pass game. We want to get more opportunities out of the pass game. It doesn't mean that you just get up there and call more pass plays.
Right.
Because the run game is and the threat of the run game and the fear around what you can do in the run game is what sets up the pass game.
That's right.
And so to me, they will have more opportunities in the pass game to get it to these playmakers, get more favorable matchups, and get more out of the play action game if they can run the ball better.
And can I say this?
Yeah.
The one thing I love what Drew said earlier on was about the shotgun thing. And I get it. Like teams go, they have this idea about this gun run, all this. It helps the rhythm of your run game can be helped tremendously by just going under center.
Yeah.
And I know that's not it's not popular. Nobody does it anymore, right? Like high schools don't do it much. Colleges don't do it. I'm just for offensive line, for running backs, it just helps you a lot. And right now, the one thing I would say that Drew emphasized that I really like is at some point, let's go play big boy ball. And let's do, if you feel like we need to find because you can change the way people can align to you and do things, because the back is actually, your quarterback's back is getting turned to the defense. That does matter. Now, maybe Kevin Patullo doesn't want to do that. I don't really know, but I know this. As a guy who played in this league a long time, I was all about when we're under center. Like, it just matters for our run game and the productivity of play action behind that. Yeah. It opened up the field in a tremendous way. So I did love that point as well.
All right, let's switch.
And the Colts and the Patriots are the two that are doing it the most.
That's
and
right.
Look at the success that they're having.
That's exactly right.
All right, I want to switch gears for a moment. Drew, I know you have some news that came out today with your Youth Football League, Football in America. So let us know what's happening there.
Yeah, we are really excited that our Flag Football League, Football in America, which we built to be the gold standard of youth flag football, was acquired by Unrivaled Sports. So now I'm a strategic partner with Unrivaled Sports to continue to grow youth flag football leagues for boys and girls throughout the country. Also to develop a tournament series to help with the international expansion of the game, to put together really unique, fun events, just like Cooperstown has done for youth baseball. But as we build up to the 2028 Olympics, where flag football will be a sanctioned event, we're so excited to be a part of that growth and putting that together.
Hey, Drew, at some point in time, man, you know, because this ain't the only show I do, I want to talk to you about that, because flag football is incredibly popular.
It's growing.
It's big time, and it's growing more and more every day. And the NFL has been talking about that for a very long time. And I think that's a subject that needs to be embraced and talked about even more. So I definitely want to get it together with you, Drew, to really, really talk about that and to put that out there, because people need to realize flag football is not going anywhere.
Real.
It's real, and it's incredibly popular.
Yeah, and that's a huge partnership.
Well, flag football is becoming the initial sport that every kid plays now. Like it used to be, where you just you put your kids in soccer at age 4 or 5. Now it's flag football. Like it's truly the gateway sport to just every other sport.
That's right.
The athletic movements and skill sets that you learn from flag football cross over to every sport that you would ever want to play. So really, it is something that's being totally embraced, boys, girls, as like the initial sport that everybody plays.
I got to admit, though, I would like to see, like, Drew Brees coaching, and then he gets flagged, he gets penalized, for bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that happen.
I haven't gotten a few. Coaches get back on the sideline.
Yeah,
Sideline warnings.
That's right.